Hello, Cherries fans, and welcome to this latest show here on Up the Cherries and All Departments. So, I absolutely love having this man on. I don't need to give him any introduction. You know who he is. He is an absolute star. He could turn something that cost £2 into 200. This man is an absolute legend within the Bournemouth faithful. And we're going to be speaking about the season so far, and no doubt we'll be speaking about lots of other stuff as well. It's the one and only Laurence Martin. Bring him on. Welcome back, Lawrence. How you doing, mate?
Be doing fine, matey. Everything's good here. Yeah, it's great. Getting ready for the holidays. Getting ready for my present tomorrow. 3 points versus Luton, right?
Yes, yep. And of course, got 3 points at Man United as well. It's
Oh,
looking
blimey,
up, isn't it?
that game, man. I think, well, be honest with you, that's probably the best result ever for Bournemouth. Being a Bournemouth fan for 70 plus years, I don't think anything can better that. I don't know. What do you think?
To be honest, I've got to agree with you, because it's not it's not just the result, really, is it, Lawrence? It was just the manner of how we played. We
Oh,
would
it could have
see.
been five. Yeah, I mean that last goal. That's to not allow that goal is really shameful.
Yeah, how what could Atara do to actually stop
Yeah.
that hitting his hand? I think and then of course Solanke hit the post as
Yeah.
well. And we had so many more chances, but I won't have it.
Yeah, it was like unbelievable.
I won't have Man United fans turning around and saying, "Oh, we were poor," making it all about them.
Well, I
It's
don't
all
know.
about
I've
us.
had a few United fans in the shop, and I must admit they were very sporting and saying that we were the much better team.
Yeah.
They've all, I think I've had a lot of positive remarks. Some United fans that I know haven't mentioned it at all.
They've all gone quiet. I wonder
Very
what.
quiet. I said this guy yesterday. I said, what's going on? And you haven't mentioned United today, or is going on?" He said, "What?" I said, "Oh yeah, we lost to Bayern Munich." I said, "You lost to Bayern Munich? Was there a game before that?" I said, "Yeah, Bournemouth."
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, what an absolutely amazing, amazing result. Um, it's
Well, yeah. I mean, it's unfathomable. We were sat here watching it live because you can watch it live in the US, right? And my
yeah,
wife, she was like, "God, I've never seen her so agitated," and she couldn't sit down, she couldn't sit still, she couldn't watch it. So I don't know how you can watch this. It's like, she it was crazy.
but I've got to be honest. And as you know me quite well now, um, I was a bit negative earlier on in the season, and even I turned around and made that video saying about Jesse Marsh, and whether or not it's putting two and two together. The US owners,
Yeah.
US manager, obtainable, of course, the Leeds connection as well. Um, I
Well, there
think
you
that's
go. Yeah, I mean, it's under the bridge and gone now, matey. But
yes,
I
thankfully.
basically I was the same kind of way. I had a nightmare one night. I woke up and think, "Oh my god!" And I immediately got to my phone and put on there Iraola out, and people were like, "Oh." So, but it was a dream that I had, and it was like a scary dream. But
Mm.
luckily, dreams pass on, and things are 1,000 times better. So I'm elated and relieved that my dream didn't come true.
I think it was that
But it
Everton
has come
game.
true in another way.
I will tell you what a dream it's been. We're just playing. It's just fluent football. It's beautiful to watch. To be honest, I saw it all along that Iraola's football was beautiful. It was sexy football, but like I was saying, sexy football doesn't keep you in the Premier League. You could
No.
play sexy football all you want and get relegated. You could play the Sean Dyche long ball, horrible tactics
Yeah.
and survive. And that's what my fear was, that we just
Yeah.
weren't harbouring the results at all.
Well, going back to what you said, I think part of the problem was with some of the fans, including me, was that we didn't like Gary O'Neill getting sacked the way that he was, and then Wolves have this amazing start to the season, and we don't. And you're thinking, well, man, it did influence your thoughts a lot. So,
Yeah.
but now I think we're on the same points now, and if we win tomorrow and they don't, we will actually go ahead of Wolves. So that's something that will be a blessing, I get, for us all.
Oh, definitely. I think there's 4 goals in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
And that's really got to be put down to probably that Everton game, which was
Oh,
terrible. Got to be honest, that was
yeah.
horrendous. One of the worst performances I've seen us play in the Premier League. But also the Arsenal result as well.
Yeah.
Man City you got to throw in there as well. But Man City, they are head and shoulders normally above most teams.
I wonder what it would be like if we played them now instead of then. Who knows, right? We could be up there in the top 6.
Well, you never know. You never know, because I think we did have an awful start to the season.
Yeah.
In terms of games, our fixture list wasn't kind to us, really, was it? But at the same time, it was. And I guess how much of it do you reckon, Lawrence, goes down to that Iraola didn't have his number 2 at the club?
Well, has he got him now? Then I'm not
Yeah,
sure if he has or
I
if he hasn't.
I understand he's got him or got some coaches in.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
Well, it's obviously a big help, isn't it?
yeah,
It's like Howe and Tyndall. It's like if you've got your Clough and what's his name. When if you got the person that you came up with and you've been working with all your life, it makes a huge difference, I'm sure.
yeah, and I think that's what Tyndall struggled with when he did get the manager's job, was he didn't have Eddie by his side. Tyndall is a
No.
coach. He's fantastic coach. He's
Yeah.
got. I was going to use the word world class, but I guess he started to prove himself towards that now as a coach. But as a manager, there's 2 things that are different, and sometimes they complement each other. But I tell you what, taking it off the football as well. We were discussing this before we come on air, but that statue that you got behind you, that's of
That's
course, you are
Rodin.
Rodan.
Yeah, it's not a
Rodan.
real one. It'd be worth big millions. It's a reproduction, but it is a bronze one.
Yes.
I could turn it around, but it'd be naughty bits, so we better not do that.
Oh, Lawrence, honestly, it's not a problem. You know what this show's like.
Eh,
Anything goes here. That's
got a
absolutely
naughty
fine.
bit. I don't know.
It's
Well,
not the
yeah,
real
I
naughty
I
bits.
bought that a while ago. There was a bronze shop in town, and then he went out of business, and I bought half a dozen of him. They weren't that expensive, so I've still got them, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, that's
definitely.
my. You can see all my pictures on the wall behind. This is my. There's the Beatles, the Stones, and all that kind of
Look at
stuff.
that.
So.
Yes. The
But
Rolling
that
Stones.
United game. Now I've got to say this because
Yeah.
the kickoff, when we did the kickoff, we kicked it straight down and to a goal kick. Now,
Yeah.
whether that was intentional or not, I think it was in our favor big time because it put the ball down at their end of the pitch, and it took a while to come out. Now, if they got the ball straight from the kickoff from us, then they might have gone down and got a quick goal. So I think that took them by surprise. Now, it was a very good ploy if that's what they did. Do it again.
Do you know what? I think it's. I can't remember ever seeing it before. Because
No,
that's something that I noticed as well. Just hit it down the pitch. It was into that corner, wasn't it? That right hand corner.
yeah,
And effectively, that meant that we were pressing from the first
correct.
minute. And I
Yeah,
think it does. I think it's a different tactic, one that haven't really seen much of, but it put Manchester United under immediate pressure.
it
Which,
did. Yeah, it took them by surprise. They were like, "Wow, god damn!" They're starting off with a goal kick.
yeah, but I tell
They
you what,
started off with a few kicks, didn't they? We
they
we
they
kicked them
didn't
out of the
repeat.
park. That's what we did.
Well, it should have been. Yeah, well, it should have really been 5. That if it was just a little bit to the right,
Yeah.
Solanke
Oh
would have
man.
scored
Yeah.
that goal.
Well,
Anana,
yeah.
I I can't blame the Man United goalkeeper for that. It
No.
went towards that post, and if it was a little bit more to the right, that would have gone in all day long. And like we say, the Atara goal, was outstanding. Unfortunately, it's one
Well,
thing
he
I
kind
do.
of did that dance on the way in. He's swinging his arms around there. Like, if you play it in slow motion, it's really good. It's we could call that as that could be his dance. Like it was cool, wasn't it? Really.
Well, yeah,
And,
it's keeping controller though, isn't
and
it?
the ball to the elbow. I mean, what a load of crap.
Let's bring on to VAR, because I tell you what, VAR is the bane of our life. How long is it since we had a Premier League penalty? I think
Well, I think it's a
going back
I
to
think it's a record now, isn't it? We haven't had one for 600 days or something like that.
something stupid,
Two and a
isn't
half
it?
years or whatever. It's like catching a fish. It's getting exaggerated, but it's a long time ago, right?
Well, I'm trying to think, and I'm thinking it was probably. Are we talking 2019? It might be a little bit later than
Yeah,
that.
that's fair enough. There you go.
There we are. Well,
2019. The
we
only
can
reason
see
is
all the
I'm
scenery
holding it
behind you as
closer is
well.
because I can't hear you very well. But moving it towards me won't make me hear any better. But it's kind of in your head that I think I can hear you better if I have the phone closer. But it doesn't make no difference, does it?
There we are. Well, we can see all the scenery at the back there, Lawrence, and the pictures. Oh, look at that! Some records as well on the ceiling.
Oh, we got.
Not the ceiling,
Oh,
above
well,
the
yeah,
door.
that's my. I got a couple of gold records up there and a platinum one by Styx.
Oh, nice.
But you can't sell a Styx record in the shop to save your life. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got some up here. Like this is what's this one? They got the I don't know, where are we? Oh yeah, the Bridges of Babylon and the Beatles and some other stuff. But
Excellent.
we can do we should do a record show one day. We talked about that before.
Yeah, we have,
But
haven't we? And we was just going around, the shop, wasn't we? And
yeah,
people were picking.
but breaking news! You must have seen last night about Bill Foley on the BBC or wherever he was.
Yes.
Saying about we're going to be in Europe in 5 years. I reckon we'll be in Europe in 3 years. And the new stadium, 18,500 with another tier they can build on top to 22,000. And it's going to be built on the training pitches. And I mean, this is blinking amazing, isn't it? And he's 79. He's older than me. So it gives me hope.
I tell you, I think I think it's great, and I actually, I've seen a couple of fans, and they've been going, "Oh well, is it big enough? Is it, sustainable for the future? It's only 7,000 more than the current Dean Court." But personally, I think it makes sense. So you build up, and you gradually build and build and build and build and build,
Yeah.
because the worst thing, and touch wood, this won't happen, but if we were relegated, the last thing we want to be in is a new stadium with half of it full. So at least this plan means that we can get that stadium full at 18 and a half, then build on top of it. It's like a Meccano set, a Lego set,
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah. There you go.
Lift the roof,
It's a
put
Foley
another
set.
stand on, a Foley set, yeah, and keep building. Do you know
Build
what?
like Foley. Well, he's buying all these teams all around the world now, and he's got New Zealand, Auckland. I'm going to Auckland actually in when am I going? February, so I can do a report if you want. I will
Yes.
be in Auckland. I'm going to Fiji on the way, but they don't. They might be some Cherries fans there. You'll be amazed if you wear a Cherries scarf anywhere. People come up to you and go, "Hey, you're a Cherries support." Yeah, so it is quite amazing, really. So I'll be in Auckland. I can go and see what's going on there. Now he's buying it. Is it Inverness or some Scottish team? Hibernian,
Yeah.
yeah. and one in Belgium, I think, another one. So, and it's all related to the Cherries. We get the pick of all their players, I guess.
This is I think it's a great model that he's putting in place. And actually, somebody asked me a bit of a question a little while back, and a university student, an Everton fan, believe it or not, with regards to multi-club model,
Yeah.
because Everton are also going to be involved in this sort of setup. So they're being bought out by 777 Group, but their actual model is a little bit different to what ours is.
Ours
So
is
they're
better.
yeah, completely agree. I
Of
think
course it
Everton
is. Yeah.
Everton
Well, see,
sound
them
like
toffees, they're all stuck up. So you got to watch out for them toffees, mate. I tell you.
they're sticky, aren't they?
Yeah, we're not paying no attention to them. They got their 10 points deducted, but they came back from that. So they came back pretty quick, didn't they? Really?
I always thought they would do. I think looking back, I think that they looked a decent side before that happened. And
Yeah.
then, I was concerned at that point because, of course, what it would mean to us. But of course, us pulling away at the same time, is perfect. But I think Everton's model is that they're going to buy a lot of very similar clubs to
Yeah.
Everton and then,
Look.
work those teams together. Oh,
Meow.
oh, lovely.
I don't want to be on the TV. Yeah.
Here we go. Whereas ours is we're buying clubs that maybe, would you say that they're bigger or smaller than us? I would say that, some of them are probably likewise size, but probably in leagues that isn't the Premier League. That's what our main pull is that we're in the Premier League. And
Yeah, well, we're number one. He's building us up to be like the top team. He's really going for it. Like Europe in 5 years and all this stuff. So who knows what the teams? Well, we got Tyler Adams coming in, right? The U.S. captain.
yes,
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get more U.S. top players coming to Bournemouth because that's what he wants. And the Pulisic, what's his name? The one that played for Chelsea and it's in the
Pulisic.
yeah. Now he's obviously amazing. Now he's going to cost a load of money, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised in the next year or so he's going to be in the Bournemouth team.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would be amazing. Can you
Well,
imagine that?
I said this ages ago, actually, before he went to Germany. But I really believe that he's going to come to Bournemouth sometime. The Tyler Adams, when he gets his feet on the pitch, hopefully he hasn't lost his skills and all that stuff. And the other guy, what's his name, Scott?
Alex Scott, he looks
Yeah. Now
fantastic.
the two of those, are they going to get in the team?
Well,
Same
at the
as
moment,
Kelly. Is Kelly going to get back in it? I mean, and Aaron, what's his name, the fullback?
Max Aaron,
Aaron?
you can't change it. You can't change it as it stands at the moment because they're a winning team. They're a team that's doing successfully, and I think you've got to keep it as it is. And what's great about this, ownership model is we could let players go on loan to Hibernian. That's probably going to be one of the plans, but also tap into, you know, of course, the Australian League, Australian New Zealand League in Auckland. We'll be able to tap into that market. The market is probably not that well touched, really.
No, there is a
By
few like
club.
Australian players in the league, and that always has been, but it's getting more. Same as the US players, they're getting all around the world now. If you
Mm,
go back 15, 20 years, that would have been laughable.
yeah, and well, you say about Australian players, but I think back to the likes of Mark Bosnich and Tim Cahill and those sort of players that
Yeah,
you know is there as many? Of course, Postecoglou is the manager of Spurs. He's done very, very well.
yeah.
Although saying that, he can keep up his current form because that's not been too good until the end of the year, so we can get a win at Spurs again. Um,
Like last year.
oh, what a game that was! What a game! Last minute, of course, Dongo again. Um, that was remarkable in that stadium as well.
But you know what? Going back to Bournemouth, because that's the number one team. Forget Spurs and all them
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Our surge of the last 5 games of winning and just drawing with Aston Villa, which was amazing. What about what's his name, Smith. I mean, it's all corresponds to Smith being back in the team. I think he brings that enthusiasm. I mean, he's such a forceful, dominant player. I mean, he doesn't never gives up. I mean, you see him at the end of the last game. He had bloody knees, and I mean, the guy's a warrior. He really is.
Yeah.
And I think that it rubs off onto the other players, and they think, Christ, he's 30 watts, and I think it's a really good image for them to follow in his footsteps.
He looks after himself, Smithy.
He
And
does, doesn't he? Yeah.
last season, I thought, it was that Brighton game, Brighton at home, where I thought maybe he's being caught out a little bit. He was marking Matoma, and I thought maybe he's losing a little bit of pace. Maybe Premier League wise, he might not be. He's got the quality, but he might not be able to keep up with the pace of it.
Yeah.
However, and tell me if you disagree with this, Lawrence. I think Iriola's got him a little bit fitter. He's got a little bit extra out of him. But B, I think positional wise, and tell me if I'm wrong, I feel that he's a little bit deeper. He starts a little bit deeper when we're on the defence,
Yeah.
which is helping him. He's got that extra yard to then go and approach a player.
Go
And
down the wing, and he's a super crosser, isn't he?
yeah, oh, he's always has been. And I think Iriola's only improved that. So all our concerns a couple of weeks back.
Well, yeah. He at the beginning of the season, when he had the training in Spain, he was doing that, and then he got injured. So he really, after the training, he wasn't around for a little bit because he was injured.
Yeah,
and maybe the extra running and all that in the training did mess him up a little bit, but he's obviously come back super strong now.
yeah, he's been outstanding, and it's leadership as well. That was one of my
Leadership.
concerns.
That's it. Yeah, captain.
I'm sure I spoke to you actually about it. Is that I didn't think that at the start of the season we had that many leaders, and because Smithy was out, of course he was exempt from that. So I thought Neto's a good captain, but is he an out and out leader? Question it. But Smithy most definitely is.
Yeah.
He works hard. He's got such a good knowledge of the game. He's been at
Yeah.
this club for a long, long time, which means that that's good for the new players and the young players, which is the route that Bill Foley's going down. And there was me. I turned around. I said, "We need to get some more seasoned professionals in." Of course, they do cost much more money, but honestly, Lawrence, I think he's bought sensibly, bought prospects for the future.
Yeah, going back on that then, because I saw posted that Richard Hughes has been let go, kicked out, boot, whatever. Is he around or not?
He was against Aston Villa.
He was.
Because
So he's still around then.
Yeah, I don't know where, because of course I made a video on this, and I actually really like Richard Hughes. I think that he's done.
Yeah, I've never not liked him. Now he is amazing instigation of us, all these players now that are coming good. He must have been, him and the other guy must have instigated buying those players, and now they're coming good. So he has a good eye for players.
Yeah, he does, and I think when you've got a group of players that have come in through the door who, aren't being coached properly, and I'm not saying being coached properly because of Iraola, because Iriola's got his hands tied, that's always going to present a problem, isn't it? Really, and
well, he has a tape around his fingers, like, and his hands tied. He has tape on his fingers.
yeah,
The bells on his toes.
yeah. But now they're seeing the philosophy. It was always going to take a little bit of time because we've changed our style completely. I think Iriola's done a remarkable job. I sound like a, completely polar opposite to what I was saying at one point. There was me going on, oh, Iriola's, it's not worked and everything like that, doom and gloom after that Everton game. And now, you know,
Yeah,
all of a sudden, it was so quick. It just happened like that. It
yeah.
was just,
Well, the Asian Cherry, the Asian Cherry guy.
yeah,
Now he put me in my place basically and said, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Well, it basically he's right the whole way through, and I'm hats off
mm,
to him because he stuck with it and he didn't deviate from the course. But I yeah, that and it's all come right. Let's hope it carries on because last year, don't forget, Gary O'Neill had that splendid month, and then we lost
yes,
4 in a row. So it can happen. So let's just hope that Areola is Harriola
Harriola.
is getting it right, and with his new number 2, and probably got number 3 and number 4. Um, you know, let's go forward, and then we're going to
Oh,
score more goals. I think yes.
definitely, definitely. And you think, the games we got coming up, we got Luton, we got Forest, we got Fulham, and then Spurs, who aren't in particularly very good form. If we can get 3 out of 4 wins, which to be honest, I could see us doing that. I could see us beating,
Yeah,
that's 28 points,
yeah.
which,
It's like holy shit.
you
Excuse my
know,
French.
I would have thought, wow, if somebody said to me, by Christmas, by the new year, we'd be on 28 points, I would have said, you're absolutely stark, raving, bloody bonkers. But, it could well happen.
Well, let's hope it does, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So it'll be
Definitely.
the biggest Christmas present for everybody, and what do you reckon then? It's like 3 points tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd be up here. We'd be watching it. It's on at 7 o'clock in the morning here, so we get up and have some breakfast, and then it's live. We got all the shows live. We're really lucky.
I know.
Uh,
It doesn't beat being in the ground, though. That's the thing.
no,
It
of
doesn't,
course not. But it's better than not having it.
most
Having to
definitely.
watch replays and all that. This is it's live, baby.
A match of the day where, let's be honest, this game is probably going to be last on the list, because unfortunately, match of the day don't show any respect to Luton and Bournemouth and teams like us. So
Well, they got West Ham coming up. They changed the schedule for that, so that's going to be on TV.
yeah, well, exactly, which will be it. I think that, you know, considering how we're playing at the moment, we could go there and get a result, which would be, tremendous as well.
Well, they're after our Solanke, right?
They can bugger off.
Yeah, and just remember though, just like a year and a half ago, they wanted Smith. They wanted to
Yeah,
buy Smith pre-season.
they can bugger off if they want Solanke. I think Solanke, even though he's not that out and out goal scorer, he does so much more. He
Yeah,
drops back. He's
and
creative.
he's a Bournemouth. He loves Bournemouth now, and he's doing really good. He wouldn't want to trade that. It's like when Ted McDougall played for us, he scored 40 odd goals a season, but he went off
Yeah,
somewhere else and he didn't score that many. But it's a happy home where he is, and he likes it. Maybe the happy home can get the local man back.
exactly.
Maybe they can persuade him if Kelly leaves, they can get the local man to come back.
Well, it's. Do you know what? It does make me wonder if he's really going to be that happy at Crystal Palace. Um, he seemed to put in a decent. To be fair, he was one of the better players for Crystal Palace the other day
Yeah,
when we
hit the
played them.
post,
Yeah,
and he hit the post in the last game too. He's really got his firing boots on.
but is he going to want to be, in that relegation battle
Yeah,
again? Which it looks like that he's left the team now.
he's
That
gone to relegation battle.
yeah, um, you know, it's just a may. Long may this continue. Long may this form continue, and we'll be in our new shiny stadium. With in Europe, in Europe.
Europe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Can you imagine Bournemouth versus Barcelona?
Of course.
I
3-0.
3-0. Do you know what, Lawrence? I can't really envisage it at the moment, apart from if somebody puts on FIFA, if the kids put on FIFA. However, I can envisage Bournemouth versus Chester or Aldershot or stuff that we was used to. Those sort
We're
of
playing
games.
Queen's Park Rangers, so
We are.
that's the cup game. That can get us into Europe too. So if we win the cup, I mean that's another way to get in there. And we're playing what's his name? Cookie plays for Queen's Park Rangers, right?
Yeah.
And Brozovic, the goalie.
Bezovic, yeah.
Yeah, one of those Vics.
Yeah.
Those three. So they'd be playing. So that's a good. I mean, old Cookie will be there. So he's gonna put his foot in the wheel, right? His spoke in the whatever you call it.
Yeah, they've picked up actually QPR. They really have.
They did have Pew there, so Pew's disappeared now, right?
Yeah, he's doing a lot more of his foodie footballer, and I think actually he's doing even coaching for youngsters. How to read the game. So I'm sure he'll be a massive success at that, because let's be fair, he was a man that we signed from Hereford United.
Hereford. You got your
United.
H's right again. Hereford.
Hereford United. Say that quite poshly, don't I? But of course, they don't even exist no more. I think the Phoenix
They
Club.
don't. Oh.
No, the Phoenix Club are at Hereford now. So Edgar Street. I think they still play there, don't they?
Well, there you go, matey. What more you want to talk about? What can we do?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got to talk about, your purchases, because I saw a lot of pictures actually on Twitter or X or whatever we call it. You was on a bit of looking for Christmas baubles. You got yourself a frame as well, didn't you?
Well, I go to the market once a week. I mean, I just like to go because I can walk around and talk to people, and it's entertaining. It actually wears me out because I just like 4 hours walking around the market, and it gets really hot. It's been 80 degrees here, so and in the morning it's not so hot, so I put my long johns on, and because when it comes to about 11 o'clock, I'm sweating my bees off. So, but I am finding some great stuff there. Yeah, I mean, I always do. I reckon if I spend 300, I'll make $1,000. So so you got to get your picking eyes out, and look at all the stuff that's going on. And I enjoy doing that. So I got too much stuff. I don't need one more thing. But I will tell you what's going on now. This is a little plug for a show that I might be doing on the YouTube, right? And I might need some help from you on doing the video editing and all this stuff. Craig Hughes, if you know him from Bargain Hunters, and the Bargain Hunter upholstery, and he's quite a prominent little guy over there in the UK, I think. So we're doing a show with him. He's live in the UK, and I'm live here, and we have an item each that we've either found during that week or something that's been lying around the shop forever, and we discuss it and talk about it. And I think it's going to be a good concept. It's pretty funny. So it's just like me and you talking. We have a few crack up jokes and different things, or kind of behind the scenes at the same time as doing the show, right?
Yeah.
So look out for that. We're not sure what it's called at the moment. I think it's called like Show and Tell International or something like that. I haven't quite decided on the name for it, but watch out. I'll be letting you know when it's on and what have you. And Craig actually is he's a DJ on Radio Colwyn Bay.
Yes.
So you can tune into him on a Monday between 8 and 10. It's a good, and he got some good rock and roll, man. He plays some good music on there. So give it a whirl.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to be that would be a challenge, teaching me how to actually buy something, at, say, for example, at a lower price and selling it for big. I've got to be honest, you're the expert with that. Once bought a giraffe statue. Nice giraffe.
Well,
It's probably worth a fiver. I bought 40 quid for it.
Yeah, I do. I guess I do have an eye. Now look, this. I'll show you this one thing. I did put a picture of it on the TV there, on the Twitter. Of this little hurricane lamp, right? It was a baby
Yeah.
one. It had been sitting on this guy's table for 2 or 3 hours. Nobody bought it, and I went, oh, I'm walking past. I went, oh, how much is that, matey? He went, oh, I seen you on the TV. I went, well, all right, so well, have a chat about that. How much is it? He goes, $5. I went, oh, about $3. No way. I said, okay, well, $5 is cheap anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I bought it. I didn't really look at it that well, but then I'm walking along and it's kind of got this khaki green. So it's an army one. I've never seen one, and it's smaller than usual. So it turns out it's a German made, right? And super, super sonically rare and worth between $300 and $500.
Look at that. Bloody hell.
I mean, I got it right here in front of me. I'll show you it.
Go on, let's have a look.
Let's have a look, matey. All right. It's a wee willy winky. Look. See?
Oh, look at that.
Well,
that's
like
amazing.
It looks like a piece of tat, really, but it's actually...
No, it's not. It's not, Laurence. What it is it's vintage. It's something that's unique and interesting. That's what that is. You know, although I am wearing the Christmas jumper of Only Fools and Horses, you know, like to think I'm a little bit of a Del boy. Probably not. Although I have, this is quite a funny story actually. I don't know if it's going to show on the screen, but I bought a watch the other day, and I thought, well, actually, you know, and actually it works. It works.
It works.
Yeah,
that's good.
It
works.
It's
just not right twice a day. That's it.
£7. I thought, well, let's go for it. There is one slight problem which kind of indicates why it might be that. And if I can, is it going?
Oh, look at that!
Wow!
See,
look at that.
Beautiful,
it's not going to show. Actually, it's not going to show. But
very shiny.
Until I bought it,
is it a sundial?
No, it's probably plastic screen, to be honest.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was looking at the numbers, and of course it's got Roman numerals on it, and of course 1, 2, 3, come to 4. Now 4 in Roman numerals is IV.
Yeah.
Not on this watch. It's
the holly and the ivy. There you go. See.
It's not on this watch. No. It's 4 eyes, 4 lines effectively.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why it's £7. So yeah, could probably be compared to
maybe it's a mistake, and it's the only one there is like it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what Del Boy always used to do, wasn't it? Buy stuff, and like the old radio phone that never used to work. It used to turn the TV over instead. The best one I think ever. Going into Only Fools and Horses. I'm sure you've seen it. You've seen every episode, haven't you, Laurence? Only Fools and Horses.
I can't hear you very well, matey.
Only Fools and Horses. I'm sure you've watched every single episode, haven't you?
No, I've not watched one of them.
I can't talk about the blow-up dolls one.
What does it say on your shirt?
It says Kushti. Only Fools and Horses.
The Kushti?
Yeah.
Who's he play for? Are we going to sign him? Put him on the right wing?
Well, his name's Dave.
Yeah.
Also known as Rodney.
All right.
Anybody who watches Only Fools and Horses will know that one. But I can't believe you've not watched that.
I probably have, but you probably get it on Acorn over here. Don't forget, it's just the USA TV.
Yeah.
And how long? When was that? I've been here since 1979.
Well, it was the 80s. The 80s. 82, I think. No, hang on. Yeah, it must be in 82. It was made before I was born, and then it's been.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a whole program.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. See this ring here?
Oh, look at that.
You know who's got one of these?
Go on.
What's his name? Simmons. Simmons of Kiss.
Oh, yes.
He has the same one from this jewelry shop in town called, what's it called? It's called The Jewelry Source.
Yeah.
The guy in there made these. I got one. Gene Simmons has got one, and there's one more for sale.
Yeah.
So it's $600 if you want it.
Get your bids in. Get your bids in.
Might be able to do a deal. I might be able to get it for you for $400 if you want it.
At the moment, with kids, they cost you out of house and home, don't they? But
It's like a Keith Richards ring.
Never know. In January, I might take you up on that. But
All right.
Anybody else who's interested?
But there's only home delivery. You have to come here to get it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, although
you can
saying,
stay, we have a spare room, so you go. It's included in the price.
Yeah, I might have to do that. On a work trip or something. Yeah, I've got to go over to the US. What for?
Let me show you this outside my window here. Look.
Go on, let's have. Oh,
can you see?
Nice. Well, it is pitch black and it's cold outside here in Bournemouth.
Oh well, outside my window here, I've got a bunch of squirrels. There's 3 squirrels out there. There's one there. Look, see? All these squirrels and a load of birds. There's a little wren out there, and then this hawk comes down and sits in the tree and eats one of them. I can't get rid of the hawk. It keeps coming back. I guess he's got to eat too, but I don't feed the birds, and then he comes and eats them.
Eats the squirrels.
Not the squirrels. No, he eats the sparrows. Yeah, it's a sparrowhawk.
Sparrowhawk. There we are.
I don't know. I think it's a red-tailed hawk or something like that they call it. But I got my own little nature reserve outside the window here. It's crazy.
Well,
Sally feeds them every morning.
It is absolutely
butterflies and all kinds of things.
Absolutely freezing.
Dragons, polar. Oh, you never know. What? The other night we had raccoons, man, and they were stood up on their back legs, looking in through the window there, and they must have been 3.5 feet tall.
Bloody hell.
With a big smiley face on them, looking in the window. It's like, oh God, they were like a giant pig. But have you ever seen a raccoon's face? They got these stripes on them. They're like American football players.
I've seen the old. I can remember that there was a kids program, wasn't there? The raccoons.
Was there?
Yeah. Was it the raccoons? The cartoon? Hang on.
Raccoons?
Google. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Rocky Raccoon, right?
Yeah, that it was. Yes.
Well, my cat looks a bit like a raccoon.
Unimpressed face there.
That's Cheese It. Say hello, Cheese It. Now.
Cheese It. Love it.
She said something then. Let go of me. There you go. Yay! That was up to Cherries.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do in the new year. We are definitely going to do that record.
Yeah, okay, matey.
The record shop one. We'll have to definitely do that. What do you reckon? It won't be about.
Yeah, I really reckon. You can actually don't have to go to the record shop. All you got to do is look around my house there. I've got thousands of records and they're flipping out all around the floor everywhere. There's boxes of records.
All vinyl.
Yeah, they're all they're here because I've got to price them, Yeah. Pretty interesting. There's all kinds of crap here. Look, just sitting in front of me here, I've got this, I got that. There's some silver candlesticks. There's a couple of trophies there. They're old Bournemouth trophies there. Look, there's some 45s right over there. There's all kinds of. That in there is a clarinet, which was made in the war. When they didn't have the right materials to make it in the war, so it's quite a rare one. It's some I don't know, some heavy duty plastic stuff.
But
it's a rare one, very rare.
It's great, and it's something that I've always been interested in. Of course, you watch baggage battles and storage wars and things like that, and I always wondered, how do you do it? But of course,
it's easy. Look, see this?
Yep.
Oh, I did a little video the other day with that. Did you see I did with that bag, and the bag started eating my hand?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember what this is? What it does?
You're gonna have to remind me. Go on, tell everybody what it is.
Well, here it is. You take the lid off like that, and it's toothpicks inside.
When do you reckon? See, the thing
And
is, when you
it's
see an item,
huh?
when you see an item, how do you think? Right, okay, they're only wanting, say, for example, a fiver for it, but it's going to be worth a lot more. Is there something that you're particularly looking out for when you
No,
actually buy it, or
no,
is it the
no.
design?
You just come across it and you look. So you've been doing it for so long. It's like any job that you do.
Mm,
You get hopefully get good at it,
yeah.
and you go, oh, look at that, cheers. But you know, it's not always like that. But there's always, you know, I could go into an antique shop and
Mm,
buy something and make some money out of it, right?
yeah.
I think, well, I think I could, and because not everybody knows everything, and nor do I. You know, people can come in my shop and buy something and go, "Hey, look, I bought this from you last week. Look at that." It's like, oh, oh well, you know, good. I'm glad you got it. You know,
Yeah.
you can't know everything.
Well, no, very true. But you're very, very good at it, Lawrence. And I'll tell you what, I would.
Well, talking about butts, but there's
But
this butt over here. Look at it. Look, see, where does it go? There's a
the
butt.
statue.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
Rodin.
It's
Well, I tell
amazing.
you what, mate, I'm gonna have to say goodbye in a minute because I do have an appointment at 10:30.
That is
And it
absolutely
started like
fine.
half an hour later. So I've got to go and get my I'm gonna go have I've got an adjustment. I've got to get my back adjusted.
Oh. Well, Lawrence, it's been lovely speaking to you again, mate. And
Beautiful,
no doubt
matey.
we will do more videos like this, more shows. And definitely, I'm holding you to that record one,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
record
And
show.
definitely one in February when I go to Auckland.
Yes, yes, most definitely. So I tell you
Maybe I'll
what,
see Mr. Foley out there.
yeah, I'm I tell you what, would love to actually speak to him, but
Well,
we shall see.
happy holidays to you. I'll put my world famous hat on here. I've had this hat for so many years now, from on all the shows. There you go. Now
Yes,
it's on your show.
I recognise that.
Reba!
Reba,
Come on, you
come on, you
cherries!
cherries, we'll do it.
Ah, Bosco, bigger than
Back in
it.
there.
Bosco, bigger
Back
than
in
it.
there.
That's what I say, matey. Give me a shout for me on Saturday.
Yes, we will do. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And I tell you what, everybody, in the description below or the comment section, whatever you call it, where you can make your comments, let us know what vinyls you want Lawrence to look for when we do our little
All right.
show. There we are.
Well, I'll
You
leave
can
you
have
with a final comment, okay?
go on then.
Ah! Bye.
Lawrence, great to see you, mate, and all the very, very best. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year. And thank you, everybody, for checking out the show. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, bell button, all that jazz as well. And do let us know what vinyls you want Laurence Martin to look for in his collection or in the record store. I'm leaving it up to him. He does that video. You know, it is up to him. Anything goes. Absolutely anything goes. That's how we like it on this show. But until the next one, up the cherries. See you soon. Thanks for joining us.